bedroom. Its yellow glow was too harsh and made her look jaundiced. Instead, she reached across to switch on the cosier, more flattering lamp on the bedside cabinet. That's when she saw the man, lying in her bed. "What the—" She leapt away, scrabbling for the main light switch. "Who the hell are you?" When he didn't reply, Ruth leaned over and prodded him tentatively. But still he didn't move. Her heart banged a warning against the inside of her ribcage. Instinct told her to flee, to hurry from the house and get help. But who could she call? She didn't know any of the neighbours yet, and she had no friends in the area. There was her ex, of course, but he lived miles away and they weren't exactly on speaking terms. The man was clearly in a deep sleep, tucked under the duvet with his back to her. Ruth reached out and touched his shoulder, shaking it gently to wake him. When he didn't respond, she tiptoed around the bed and looked down at the unfamiliar contours of his face, at the thick waves in his greying hair and the kink in his nose. It was the way he was staring that chilled her bones. His eyes were green, unblinking. That's when she knew. The man in her bed was dead. Chapter 2. The last thing D.I. Isabel Blood needed right now was a murder investigation. She was supposed to be taking 2 weeks' leave, for God's sake, spending time with her father, who, aside from a few recent conversations on FaceTime and Skype, she hadn't seen for decades. Isabel was on her way to pick him up at the airport when the call came through from DS Fairfax. "We have a body," her sergeant told her. "An unidentified male, found in a property in Hollybrook Close in Bainbridge. The homeowner found him lying in a bed. She doesn't know who he is and there's no ID on the victim. Sounds like a weird one, boss." Isabel pulled up in front of the barrier at the entrance to the airport's short-stay car park. "Bloody hell, Dan. The timing couldn't be worse. I'm at East Midlands Airport meeting my dad." She wound down the car window and snatched at the ticket that was spewing out of the machine. "I realise that. I'm sorry, I didn't want to call, but the super insisted. She's cancelled all leave. Wants you at the scene, apparently." For crying out loud, Isabel thought. All I want is a bit of peace and quiet and some time off. Is that too much to ask? When the barrier lifted, she took a deep breath and drove on, scanning the car park for a space. "Are you at the scene yet?" she asked. "I've just arrived." "Okay. Well, you'll have to start without me, and I'll join you as soon as I can. It's going to be at least an hour, though. More likely an hour and a half." As she parked, she talked through the main priorities and actions with Dan, knowing she could rely on him to manage things until she got there. Once the call had ended, she leapt out of the car and raced towards the airport building. Her dad's plane had already landed. He'd be through passport control by now, reclaiming his baggage. She wanted to be in place, waiting, when he came through into the arrivals area. She was nervous, jittery, eager to see him and yet shy, embarrassed. Until a few months ago, Isabel had been totally in the dark about her father's whereabouts. He'd walked out of her life when she was 14, and had effectively disappeared. In the midst of her last murder investigation, she'd found out he was alive and well, and living in France. She'd also discovered why he'd left all those years ago. That revelation had left the two of them with a few things to work out. Their reunion was destined to have some awkward moments, but even so, Isabel couldn't wait to see him. Inside the arrivals area, she stood shoulder to shoulder with other waiting relatives. A gaggle of taxi drivers had congregated nearby, holding up cardboard signs with surnames scrawled across them. A heady combination of excitement and apprehension was making Isabel feel sick. She took some deep breaths as she waited, trying to suppress her anxiety. When the sliding glass doors from the customs area opened, and she saw her dad walk through, her heart rate thundered into overdrive. Donald Corrington looked exactly as she remembered him, but older, much older. His hair was white now, but at least he still had hair. He'd always been tall and lanky, but age had stooped him a little, and he was thinner, a fraction too skinny. There was a